The Steelers visit the New York Giants in what really should be a great game this Sunday. Giants 3-point favorite over the Steelers. If either of these teams are in the Super Bowl this year, I don't think anybody would be all that surprised. Chuck Edel, let's hear your thoughts on this one.
This is a game, one thing you want to look at is the running back situation for Pittsburgh. All banged up. Mendenhall, Redmond, Dwyer all banged up a little bit, but supposedly they're saying, they're practicing, so I would assume that you're going to get a good effort at one of those guys. The defense that Pittsburgh played last week was very impressive, holding Washington to 255 yards. Giants, defensively, a lot of people have been talking about the Giants, that yards per play. We know that's a good stat, and they're one of the worst defensive teams, yards per play. However, they're one of the bend, don't break defenses.
Exactly.
Because they're only allowing 20 points a game. This is going to be a real good game. I think Pittsburgh is starting to get things rolling. We know the Giants better to bet on over the years on the road than they are at home.
Yeah, they are.
See, but I think that's built into the line. I really do.
I think it is too.
I think it is because
Steelers are poor road teams.
Exactly. And before we went on, like you said, you don't think the Giants' home field advantage is worth nothing. And I know a lot of professionals that I respect agree with you. Not even close to giving them a field goal for playing at home. But this year they're 3-1 at home. They're playing some good ball. Again, not the best teams that they had to play at home, but still, they're 3-1. When you look at Pittsburgh, they're 1-3 on the road. And it's not like they lost to good teams. They lost to Oakland and they lost to Tennessee.
Two awful teams.
Exactly. And now they got to go and play the New York Giants. The way that Dallas almost stole that game at the end, I think because the Giants won, just their mindset psychologically, they're flying high right now. They have to have so much confidence, and now here come the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when you look at the Giants, plus 73 point differential, 5th in the NFL. They're 3rd in points scored, 8th in points allowed. This team's loaded on both sides of the football. They're as difficult to prepare for as anybody now that Bradshaw's running the ball, and we know Eli could throw the ball. I got to disagree. I like the Giants in this spot.
Well, of course, I'm going with the Steelers in this game, and it's not just because a homer.
Play. You don't do it.
No, I don't do it. But here's what I'm looking at. Okay, a couple of things. First of all, you go back. Let's see what the Giants have done the last couple of weeks. Okay, last week they played Dallas, huge rival
on the road.
On the road, who beat them first game of the season. Week before that, they play the Washington Redskins.
Division.
Beat them twice last year. Washington beat the Giants last year twice. So the Giants obviously up for that game. The week before that, they traveled to San Francisco. Beat the 49ers. Not a revenge.
NFC Championship game revenge.
They had beat the Niners.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners had revenge.
Niners had revenge, exactly. So they go out and win that. And then you go to the week before that, they played Cleveland, but then before that, Philly. So they've had a bunch of tough games in a row. Now, listen. It's a huge tragedy what's happened back east with
Sarah,
with Sally.
Sandy.
We're all right.
Sarah, Sally,
the Midwest
and
guy
comes ex-wife's name. So believe me, I remember.
Oh, okay. No, well, all right. Well, we get a pass.
And I knew it was going to be a rough one too.
Yeah. I know a couple.
I hope she doesn't watch. But anyway, really, and you have to look at. We have to be as objective as we can. After the Giants come through such a tough schedule and winning again last week, they're as human as the rest of us. They're looking at tragedy every day. They have homes. They may have businesses. I'm sure they have cars, whatever. There's all sorts of situations that they're going to have to deal with. I don't know that their mind alone. Getting the practice is going to be a hassle. I don't know that their mind will be 100% on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And listen, the Steelers have been up and down. But the thing I like about the Steelers, they're starting to play better ball. Not just that they won and all that, but the thing about the Steeler defense, and you talked about it on one of the previous videos, how they hit, they tackle. And that's the one thing that I think the Giants won't be able to just run free on this team.
This guy sold me. He's selling me.
I think the great point is the psychological angle, because we know these NFL teams, I mean, there's point spreads and there's teams are better, but we know there's not that big of a difference. You get a team who's really not focused against a quality team, I mean, that's a great angle there, because if the Giants aren't totally focused and they're not ready to play this game, then they will have a hard time. And I was a little disappointed in the Giants' offense. Dallas handed them the game.
Oh, yeah.
Offensively, the Giants didn't do too much against that Dallas defense
and
last week.
they let them back in.
Yeah, even though they're number one right now, yards per play in all of football, the Giants are. So, but I think that's a good angle as far as what's going on over there.
This is going to be real money out of my pocket. I love this game. All right, we've talked about it.
Ooh.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and make it official. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers +3 over the New York Giants. I think the Steelers are playing much better ball the last couple of weeks. The Giants, they've been facing division opponents consecutively the last few weeks. And one more thing I'm going to throw in here. The Giants are 6-2 in their division. The closest rival is the Philadelphia Eagles, 3-4. Dallas also 3-4. Listen, they're going to coast that division. I do not think that this game will be nearly as important to the Giants as it is to the Steelers coming in. Give me the Steelers +3, my best bet of the week.
Give me the Steelers +3.
You got me, and this is a big game for Pittsburgh. I mean,
Yeah. Actually, I gave Iowa State as my best bet, but I'm going to bet them both. I'm betting them both the same amount.
They're inching closer. They're inching closer to Baltimore.
Yeah, there's no question.
Okay, well, that is it for this week, but we have the Wednesday videos coming up tomorrow, and make sure you catch those. It'll be a whole different set of games, a whole different set of handicappers. You're going to get some.
Herbie the Fly's going to be here.
Hopefully he won't be here. We're going to try to get rid of him. So anyway, once again, goodbye from Chuck, VR, me, I'm Chris, and this fly if we find that rat. You watch all our videos at pregame.tv.